Welcome to this short video of activations. It's a way that we start Dru Yoga classes. It gets the body really lovely and warm so that you can stretch it nice and comfortably. And as a standalone, it's just a really nice way to activate and warm up the body when you're feeling a bit lethargic and a bit tired and a bit stuck. It's really nice just to move. So we're going to start by shaking the hands and getting them nice and loose and relaxed, working into elbows and wrists and fingers. Another thing you can do if you want to is you could have some nice jazzy music on and something nice and vigorous if you want to really energize and lift. Music can be very helpful as well. So anyway, so let's maybe feel into your tummy muscles. We're going to take the arms out to the side. You might feel your tummy muscles tighten as the arms come up. Just take them as high as you want them to go and then gently bringing them back down and notice, and we'll do it again. Just really feeling into those tummy muscles, how they tighten to protect your lower back as you take the arms away from the body, and then as they come back down, those tummy muscles relax a little bit. So well done. We'll stand on one leg if that's comfortable for you. Hold on to something if you need to, and just picking up your ankle and working into the ankle, rotating it one way. If it's not comfortable to do this, then you could always visualize it, of course. And taking the foot the other way, noticing how that feels in your body, shaking the toes, getting them lovely and warm and relaxed, and then taking the leg out to the side, giving that foot a really good shake, giving the leg a really good wobble. I'm going to need to come forward for this one. I'm going to swing the leg backwards and forwards. If you find balancing difficult, sometimes people find it useful just to pull the opposite earlobe as you do the movement. Apparently that helps. So just relaxing the sciatic nerve as you do this movement, also stretching into the front of the hip. And then we take the knee up, out and down, up, out and down. And one more time, so we're really working into that hip joint. Well done. Pausing there, notice how it feels. We'll go the other way. So just maybe working that foot around, feeling into the ankle. Remember, if you want to help your balance, if it's tricky, you could pull your ear or hold on to something, and then taking the foot the other way, lifting out to the hips so you stay nice and tall. That helps the tummy muscles to work, the core to work. Shaking the foot, getting it lovely and loose, taking the leg out to the side, giving it a really good old wobble, a really good old shake, and then very gently we swing the knee backwards and forwards. So when you let the knee go behind the other knee as you do this, it really helps to relax your sciatic nerve as you come forward and back like that. Lovely, well done. And then we're going to take your knee up, out to the side and down, feeling into that beautiful hip joint. And one more time. Great job, giving yourself a jiggle and a shake. So we're going to work into a stepping forward and back movement. So we're going to step forward with the right foot, swinging the arms up, and step back with the right foot and swing the arms up. So it's up to you how high to swing the arms. If it's not comfy to let them go all the way up, do keep them lower if it's not comfy for your back or your shoulders. But otherwise, you could really swing those arms up, opening the chest, maybe breathing in as the arms lift, breathing out as they come back down. So it's very energizing movement. It's very lifting for the energy in the body. It's a great one to do if you're feeling stuck. Gets you nice and warm, gets your heart going a little bit. Beautiful. Well done. And then we're going to come back to the center, just finishing stepping back. And we'll go on to the other foot, so stepping forward with the left foot, stepping back with the left foot. Same thing on this side. If it's not comfy to lift the arms up high, then have them lower. Breathing in as the arms lift and breathing out as they come down. So you get that beautiful sense of filling the lungs with fresh breath. Opening, lifting, energizing. Keeping those shoulders really comfortable for you today. That's great. One more forward and back. Brilliant. Good job. And we're going to have the feet roughly hip width, roughly parallel now. We're going to go skiing. We're just going to bend the knees and come up. Bend the knees, come up. So if you want to, keep the hands lower. But if it's comfy, you can start to take the arms up. And we've started off with quite small movements of the knees, and gradually maybe it'll be comfortable to bend lower. And if it isn't, then don't bend lower. Just stay where it feels right for you. And however you're moving here, you're going to be working into the ankles and the calf muscles, getting a nice stretch there. You're working into the muscles at the fronts of the thighs, strengthening them, so that can be very beneficial for the knees. And if you go quite low, then you start to work into the buttock muscles as well. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can come onto tiptoes for a little bit of a balance. Just really energizing that body. One more time. Brilliant. Relaxing the arms down. Wonderful. We're going to go into a little bit of a twist, taking the hands at the heart center, lifting up, maybe have soft knees. We're going to turn to the right, bring the right hand behind you, left hand forward, and if you want to, look at the right hand, or just look to the right. Bring the hand back to the center, going the other way, and coming back. So just going one way, back to the center, going the other way. So you've got that beautiful twist through the spine, really opening the chest. It's a lovely one, this, for the sides of the body. If you tend to lean to one side or the other, have a bit of an imbalance in the sides of the body, this one is really beautiful for stretching out those muscles. So one more time, left. Brilliant. Well done. I'm going to separate the feet. So if you don't like to have the feet wide, just keep them facing forward, bend the knees, coming forward. But if it's okay to take them out, separating the feet, turning the toes out a little bit at an angle. I'm going to bend the knees, come up and reach to the side, bend, come up and reach to the side. So doing that a few times, and you just go as low as you want to with that squatting position. You don't need to go down low. You can go down lower than me if that feels better, but keep your knees comfortable and just notice how you're really strengthening the muscles at the fronts of the thighs. You can also really push down as you reach up with the right hand there, push down with the right foot. As you reach up with the left hand, push down with the left foot. So side bends are very energizing. It's a nice way just to release tension in that side of the body. They're really good ones to do if you've been traveling a lot. Wonderful. One more to your left. That's great. Well done. Relaxing the shoulders around. I'm going to bring the feet in. I'm going to do a shoulder movement. We're going to take the right shoulder up and back and down, and the left shoulder up and back and down. I'll just do a few like that, keeping the back fairly still, keeping it all about the shoulders. But if it's nice for you, you can start to lean into it by bending the knees and swaying a little bit, and just keeping that really comfortable for you. Keep it comfy for your knees, your back, your shoulders, your chest. Wonderful. That's great. And then coming back to the centre, we're going to pick the shoulders up and let them go. Beautiful. Good job. So separating the feet a little bit, we're going to work into a twist. And we're going to start with bent knees and keep the knees bent. And just twist the hips one way and twist them the other. And the arms swing nice and freely as you do that. So start this quite small, start it gentle. The reason we've got the knees bent is because your back loves to twist, but your knees aren't so keen, so this keeps them nice and comfy. If you wanted to change that, you could lift the back heel as you turn, maybe separate the feet wider. And again, you're keeping those knees from twisting. So just take a few moments to make sure you're comfortable in the back as you move like this. It should be nice and free, nice and easy. Think about lifting up out of the hips. You can turn the head if you want to, or if it feels better for you, you can keep the face looking forward. And just notice what feels right for you today. And maybe tap the opposite shoulder. So this is a movement we practice in every Dru Yoga class that I teach anyway. Just at the beginning to get the back really lovely and warm. It's great for the bones in the spine because the muscles pull on them a little and then let go. So it gives them a little bit of stimulus to get stronger. It's great for those muscles, just squeeze and let go. It's great for your digestive system. Good for the cerebrospinal fluid going through the spinal column. So that's great for your nervous system. Did I mention the digestion? Probably. Really good for your digestion. So just fantastic to get things moving in the trunk of the body. And then very gently coming back. That's lovely. Well done. Good job. And it's a nice one to do that. If you practice it every day, you can notice how your back's feeling, and it can really inform how you want to practice. If you notice your back's feeling a little bit tight in a various place, you can be aware of that as you practice. So we're going to work into the hip girdle a little bit. So we're going to have slightly soft knees, and we're going to draw a lovely big circle with the hips. And it's like you're just trying to draw a great big circle with your hips. Your head stays upright, the upper body's not moving so much, but that area between the ankles and the shoulders is really going for it. Drawing a great big circle with those hips and then going the other way. So it's a nice one to do this if you do a lot of forward bending, if you drive, if you sit a lot, if you do a lot of working at a desk, gardening. That's another one. People find it very helpful afterwards. So you've got a beautiful back bend. If there's any discomfort in the back, do it with bent knees, make it smaller. But it can be really beautiful for the back to get that lovely counter pose from leaning forwards. And then we're going to bend the knees and do it with really bent knees. So it's more like a hula hoop type movement, a pelvic circle. Really great movement this for waking up the core muscles, toning the pelvic floor. As the hips tuck under you, you're using your pelvic floor muscles, your tummy muscles there, and then going the other way. And as the bottom sticks out behind you, you're stretching your pelvic floor. It's quite subtle, but you might feel that. So it's a really lovely way to work. And of course, you make the movement as small as you need it to be comfortable. And then relaxing the shoulders. Well done. And we're going to finish with the feet. So as you may know, it's really good to work with your feet. It's great for your pelvic floor. It's great for your balance, to wake your feet up. It's good for your ankles, your knees, your hips, your back and your shoulders. So it's very beneficial. Just a few stretches can have a lot of benefits for the body. So picking up one heel and just pushing the ball of the foot into the floor, lifting up out of the hips so you stay really tall in the body. If you've got any issues with balance, you might want to have a chair near you or hold on to the wall. And just feel the toes, feel the heel, soles of the feet, the ankle. And if it's not comfy to push the foot down hard, then don't. It's not comfy to have a big movement. Make it little. You're just trying to work into that foot for where feels good for you today. And then I'm going to put the tops of the toes on the floor. And again, you can push down or you can keep it really comfortable and soft. This is an interesting stretch to work with. It's quite a balance, so hold something if you want to. And you want to keep the foot in line with the shin rather than taking it out to the side. So having that foot in line with the shin. So you're stretching very beautifully up the front of the foot and up into the shin bone. And then we put the backs of the toes down again. And pop the foot down on the floor. And maybe take a moment just to have the eyes closed or softly gazing and notice what feels different in your legs. Maybe that leg that you just worked feels warmer or bigger or more alive in some way. And then we do it on the other side. So we push the ball of the foot down, just lifting up out of the hips, being with those sensations, noticing how it feels. Beautiful. And then we put the tops of the toes down. Just being with that again, making sure that the foot is in line with the shin rather than leaning out one way or the other. Keeping that foot beautifully comfortable. It's just better for your ankle that way. You get a more even stretch as well. So being with that stretch, and if you don't like it, it does take a little bit of time just to get used to it. If it causes pain, obviously you leave it out. And then we put the backs of the toes down. Notice how that feels. And then we pop the foot down on the floor and just push down into the feet for a moment. And take a moment to feel your feet, to feel the legs, to feel the activation maybe that's come all the way from your feet right up into your hips and then up into your spine. And we're going to come into Tadasana for a little bit of stillness. So if you've got the balance, okay, just leaning onto the backs of the heels, onto the balls of the feet, between the two, onto the right foot, onto the left foot and between the two. And then just pushing down through the heels, pushing down through the balls of the feet, pushing down through the little toe edges of the feet. And if it's a comfortable image for you, maybe imagine a little fountain coming up just underneath the arches of your feet, lifting the arches of your feet a little bit. And that's going to help your leg muscles to engage. That's going to help your pelvic floor muscles to lift. We've got very slightly soft knees, so we've not got the knees completely locked straight. They're not hugely bent, but they're not locked straight either. They're slightly soft. And we've got the knees over the ankles and the hips over the knees and the shoulders over the hips and the head comes over the shoulders. And the shoulders relax. We're just going to engage the core muscles. So pushing into the feet, that helps to engage them. Lifting the ribs up out of the waist at the front and the back of the body, that engages the core muscles. And then as you breathe out, very lightly lift the pelvic floor muscles as much as a butterfly would lift its wings. And then just pausing there for a few moments and breathing. And maybe feeling the earth beneath you. So feel the texture of what's underneath your feet. Maybe like me, you're on a carpet, or you're on your yoga mat, or you might be on a hard floor. Maybe you're doing this outside, you're on the grass. So just the texture of whatever's beneath your feet. Notice that, really connect with it. And imagine you can just reach down through your feet and grow roots into the earth a little bit. And just take a moment or two to be with the breath. To notice as you breathe in. And to notice as you breathe out. And just to feel the body really comfortable. Nice and active, nice and awake. Your mind is alert and yet calm. So thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope you found it useful.